stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to the July 21st regular meeting of Harahan City Council. Madam Clerk?
Councilman Bodier?
Present.
Councilman Hewitt?
Present.
Councilman Johnston?
Present.
Councilman Landry?
Present.
Councilman Murray?
Present.
Mayor Mosca?
Present.
Police Chief Dale? Fire Chief is not here yet.
Wait, please, Chief Bruce?
Who?
I'm sorry,
I said behind me,
That's habit. Police Chief Dickinson. I apologize as well.
Get
The
your
city-
toothbrush, that'll be 24 hours in jail.
Hey.
All right,
Paul, put your
special
show on.
presentations. I think this evening we're happy to have Cub Scout Troop 710 from Guillaume, France. Is that correct? And they have a presentation? Chief?
Excuse me 1 second. I just wanted to introduce everyone to Jeff Coit. He's leader of Boy Scout 17. Is that correct?
Pack 710.
Pack 710, I'm sorry.
This is Christian Castro, Alex Coit, Christopher Vaughn, Matthew Vaughn, Ashton Castro. Chief Dickinson's son Jake has also been a member of PAC 710 and also my Weeble is Gang 7. Each spring, PAC 710 does a cake bake with the boys, families, and we raise money for one of the local emergency groups. This year, working with Chief Dickinson, we determined that the police officers needed some digital cameras, some small portable cameras to use in the cruisers. So we raised enough money through our cake bake to purchase a total of 15 of these Coolpix S3100 cameras. Lakeside Camera was nice enough to assist us in our purchase, and again, we were able to get 15 of these cameras to make a donation to the Harahan Police Department.
Wow.
Thank
Very
you.
kind. Yeah.
Anyone wishing to address the council, now's the time to do it. We'll go to approval of the minutes, Madam Clerk.
Need a motion to suspend?
Motion.
Motion by Murray.
Seconded by?
Bodier.
Bodier. All in favor?
Yay.
Motion to approve? By?
Motion.
Murray,
Murray.
second by Bodier.
All in favor? Any corrections?
All right, Madam Clerk.
All in favor?
Yay.
Next, we have communications. They did not meet, correct?
That's right, Mayor.
Planning and zoning didn't meet, and Board of Justice did not meet. Any resolutions?
No resolutions, Mayor.
Ordinances for approval, number 1, Madam Clerk. This is an ordinance adopting the capital projects budget for the administration department of the city of Harahan. I believe we have a motion to defer this.
Yes, we need a
Motion.
By Landry, second by Murray. All those in favor?
Yay.
Any opposed? 5 yeas, no nays. Madam Clerk, next. Take your time.
I've got it. Following ordinance was offered by Councilman Johnston and seconded by Councilman
Murray.
Murray. An ordinance requiring that all directors and all third-party providers of the Maintenance Department, Recreation Department, Regulatory Department, Accounting Department, Sewerage Department, and Fire Department shall attend the monthly council meetings and/or other meetings when matters pertaining to that department are on the agenda and/or when requested by the mayor or any one of the councilmen. Whereas the council of the city of Harahan may require information for the various departments during a council meeting and/or other call meetings, and whereas citizens need to be informed and questions answered at the council meeting and/or other called meetings, and where it is the intention of the council of the city of Harahan to keep its citizens informed of the actions of the mayor, the council of the city of Harahan, and all other departments of the city of Harahan. Now therefore be ordained by the mayor and the city council of the city of Harahan, state of Louisiana, acting as the governing authority of said city, that Section 1, all directors and all third-party providers of the Maintenance Department, Recreation Department, Regulatory Department, Accounting Department, Sewerage Department, and Fire Department shall attend the monthly council meetings and/or other called meetings when matters pertaining to that department are on the agenda and/or when requested by the mayor or any one of the council. Section 2, the severability and repeal clause is referenced in ordinance number 1566 is incorporated into this ordinance. This ordinance having been considered by section and as a whole, a vote was taken, and the vote was as follows.
All right, this matter is now open for a public hearing. Anyone wishing to address the council may. The motion to close the public hearing by Johnson, second by Murray. All those in favor?
Yay.
Any opposed? 5 yeas, no nays. Discussion. Ms. Hewitt.
I just want to say I'm in full support of the ordinance. So many times we're here discussing things and we say, that'd be great if we had this director here or this expert here to discuss and tell us the expertise that they know so to help us make a wise decision and a good decision. So it's really helpful if those directors can be there if we're discussing something with their department so we can point those questions there. A lot of times if they're not in attendance, we have to defer and we have to wait for another meeting, so that causes us not to be efficient. So I support the ordinance to have them in attendance.
Ms. Murray.
I concur with Councilman Hewitt and no discussion.
Councilman Landry.
I agree with
Councilman
two ladies
Bowyer.
on the council.
I've always agreed with this ever since I've been elected. In my first term, I agreed with it. Me and Councilman, well, Mayor Johnson at the time talked about it then. So I like the ordinance.
Councilman Johnson.
I would ditto what my fellow councilman said.
Mayor's in favor also. All those in favor?
Yay.
Any opposed? 5 yeas, no nays. Madam Clerk.
The following ordinance was proposed unanimously by the Council of the City of Harahan, an ordinance allowing the temporary rerouting of traffic within the City of Harahan on River Road from the eastern line of the city to Hickory Avenue and on Hickory Avenue from River Road to Jefferson Highway, whereas the parish of Jefferson will soon begin construction of the Pump Through the River project, which will necessitate the temporary closing of Power Line Road, and whereas a consequence, truck traffic entering and exiting the Mississippi River Battery will be unable to access Jefferson Highway using Power Line Road during the construction, but provisions have been made for direct access to Hickory Avenue from the Battery during that time, and where it is necessary that the no truck route signs on River Road be relocated from the eastern city limits to the western side of Hickory Avenue during the construction period, and whereas the truck traffic using this temporary access to Jefferson Highway via Hickory Avenue will include sand and rock hauling, and any resulting damage to the roadway from the city limits on River Road and Hickory Avenue between River Road and Jefferson Highway shall be repaired by Jefferson Parish to the satisfaction of the city. Whereas the trucks using Hickory Avenue from River Road to Jefferson Highway will be carrying sand and rocks, and the ditches in this immediate location are open. They shall be cleaned by Jefferson Parish on a monthly basis to prevent flooding in this area. Now therefore it be ordained by the mayor and the council of the city of Harahan, state of Louisiana, acting as the governing authority of said city, that Section 1 truck traffic shall be allowed on River Road from the east line of the city of Harahan to the west line of Hickory Avenue, and on Hickory Avenue from River Road to Jefferson Highway during the period of construction of the Harahan Pump to the River project, including trucks hauling sand and rocks from the river Badger. Section 2, monthly cleaning of all ditches along Hickory Avenue from River Road to Jefferson Highway by Jefferson Parish shall begin immediately upon the rerouting of truck traffic along Hickory Avenue and continue for the duration of the project. Section 2, this should be Section 3. The new truck route signs shall be replaced on the east side line of Hickory Avenue immediately following the completion of this project. Section 4, River Road from the city limits to Hickory Avenue and Hickory Avenue from River Road to Jefferson Highway shall be repaired during and or at the completion of this project to the satisfaction of the city. Section 5, the severability and repeal clause is referenced in ordinance 1566 is incorporated into this ordinance. This ordinance having been submitted to a vote thereon was as follows.
All right, open for public hearing. Anyone wish to address the council?
Judy Johnson on Oak Street. This does not have an end date. I noticed that you have one next month for the temporary hauling of limestone rock to amend the zoning ordinance. This is like 2 or 3 years down the road. Somebody's going to forget. Please put an end date of immediately when this project ends. Please. So it doesn't get in perpetuity forever and ever and ever. On both of these. It's not ordinance, this one, and ordinance 2 next month.
I
Okay?
thought we had done that last time, when we had asked for it.
I'm sorry?
I thought we had done that last time, the last time we had asked for it.
You just put on completion of the project, because we have no idea
completion
what's
of the
going
project,
to
yes, right.
No, but I mean, to say that it will be, immediately be rescinded upon completion of the project,
That's correct.
okay?
City attorney, where would you put it?
We can do, we can write a letter to the sheriff.
Mayor, if you look at section 3, it says no truck route sign shall be replaced immediately upon the completion of this project.
Yeah, I thought we had done that.
It's in here. It should be number 3.
Can we put and rescinded? Can you just add the simple and rescinded, or add?
Just a
Can
point
we
of
have a
order real
motion?
quick. Do we need a motion to correct the numbering on it, or that's just an administrative deal?
I just uncorrected as I read it for you. It's just a typo.
Okay, so what we're all discussing is section 3 addresses that, right?
So should we make an amendment to add upon completion or rescinded upon completion and be rescinded under section 3? Make a motion.
How do you word it?
Motion by Murray,
Second.
second by Johnson.
Should we add the word?
Add the wording about rescinding. All those in favor?
Yay.
Any opposed? 5 yeas, no nays. Fix that up, Madam Clerk.
Excuse me, Mayor, what are we rescinding, the whole ordinance?
No, 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 hold on.
Right.
Just
Well,
rescinding the allowance
Once
of
it's
the
finished.
temporary route and truck traffic.
Once everything's finished, no trucks.
Okay.
All right, next, Madam Clerk.
Wait, hold up, what are we doing? Are we adding wordage, or are we getting rid of
Add
section 2 altogether?
Section 3, that says.
Oh, I
No
understand.
truck route sign shall be replaced.
I got it. So that will take care of both
It's just
sections.
replacing the sign, but also rescind the allowance of the trucks.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, all those in favor of the ordinance as amended?
Yay.
Yay.
Any opposed? 5 yeas, no nays. Madam Clerk. Number 4.
Did we vote on number? Oh,
This is an
sorry.
ordinance to amend Harahan Municipal Code Section 8641.
Wait, we didn't vote on it, we just voted on the
I think we
amendment.
just
No,
voted on the amendment, or we voted on the ordinance as amended.
Okay.
Section
All the
A,
ordinances
B,
amended.
C, D. We have a motion to defer.
Defer.
Motion by Murray. Second by Landry. All those in favor?
Yay.
Any opposed? 5 yeas, no nays. Madam Clerk.
That's it.
First reading.
This is 1A. The following ordinance was proposed by Councilman
Murray.
Murray. An ordinance amending ordinance 1710, the annual budget of revenue and expenditure for the fiscal year ending December 31, 2011 for the city of Harahan, Louisiana. And this is amending the police department's budget.
Next.
And ordinance 2,
Vote unanimous? Okay.
an ordinance this is an ordinance proposed unanimously by the council of the city of Harahan, an ordinance to temporarily amend ordinance 1333, section 15, NU non-urban boundary district to allow the stockpiling and hauling of limestone rock as a permitted use during the construction of the Harahan Hump to the River drainage project.
Mayor,
Yes.
can we also in here, for point of reference, to make sure that when it comes back for reading, that once the limestone, once the project is completed?
Well,
to-
we have, we need to discuss that for 2 reasons.
I remember now.
Okay.
I remember. Okay.
All right, so we'll leave that for another discussion.
Yes.
All right. Madam Clerk, is old business, any old business? New business, the ABO permit, St. Rita for the next, Councilman Landry.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yay.
Any opposed? 5 yeas, no nays. That's July 30th, right, Councilman?
Yes, sir.
At the
31st.
St. Rita School?
No, it's July 30th, yeah.
July 30th.
30th or
July 30th is a
31st?
Saturday,
The 29th is a Friday.
right? Yeah,
Next, we have the Civil Service Board nominees. Without objection, I'd like to take them in the order that they're listed, which would be Windhorst and Bergeron, and they're the same guy. Any opposition to
problem.
that?
Mayor,
No.
and may I ask this, since I haven't had a chance to speak to all these individuals, do we have to appoint them tonight? Can we defer till next meeting to?
Well, we don't. I guess we should defer, but I mean, You know, I mean, my position is to go ahead and do it this evening.
Terms end this month.
You can abstain.
Huh? The term ends in July.
July 29th.
Is there any objection to going, with first Mr. Barber, Turner, Whitehorse?
No.
So,
All right,
I nominate.
all right. All those in favor?
Yeah.
Any opposed? 5 yeas, no nays. Next is Mr. Lynn Bergeron.
I'll nominate.
Brody, aye. All those in favor?
Yeah.
Any opposed? 5 yeas, no nays. Those are the 2 names.
Yeah, I said you.
Council?
No, we have the
Wait, we're gonna go to the police advisory board?
Congratulations, Mr. Bergeron.
Thank you, Mr. Carter.
We got the police advisory board.
Mayor, this is, the police advisory board. The police advisory board is something that the police chief and myself have been working on, and I think it's a way that we're gonna try to draw more community involvement in the police department. I believe that our community is only strong as our involvement, and this is something that I'll let the chief go into a little bit of further detail on it, but it's something that I fully support. That's something I think that's long overdue, and I'll let the chief go into it a little bit, but what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to grab a cross-section of the Harahan community and try to get them involved, as, you know, and get their input on what they think we can do better, what they think needs improving, awards that we may miss, that they may, you know something about that we don't. But I'll let Matt go into it in a little bit more detail. But again, it's something that I'm very in favor for, and I hope that the community really embraces it.
Just a quick question, Tim. How many folks will be on the board? How many citizens?
I think we initially talked of 7, is that correct? 7, 8? 8. Okay.
Well, my question is, does the chief pick all 8 of the board? Council has a pick. Normally boards, the council picks one, at least one, and the mayor has his choice. And, you know, so that'd be 6 here, and then you would pick 2 probably. But the chief would pick one, you pick one. I mean, that's
One from each council.
normally one council.
What happened, didn't we have a neighborhood, lack of a better word, neighborhood watch, where they had what the stickers on the side of their
What this
car?
is going to do is consolidate all the neighborhood watches. There's a lot of good programs around Harahan, I've noticed. But the problem is they don't really
Communicate
know
to
about
each
it.
other?
Right. So all this is going to do is kind of bring them all together. And also, they're going to make recommendations from each different.
Can you come up?
Yeah, come on, Matt, there's something.
Come talk about it.
Do you want this copy typed up?
The Police Advisory Board, I believe, would be a very efficient way to consolidate all the different neighborhood watches around the city. As we all know, everyone in Harahan, we're very active. Everybody is not afraid to step up and want to make a difference for what's best for Harahan. There's several different ways I think we could get this advisory board more involved in the police department. One way is we thought about a civilian awards board. So when a police officer does something good, instead of having me writing them up, bring them in front of a civilian board of the neighborhood, and they'll make recommendations as to should he get this award or not. Another thing is we need kind of like a liaison to the business community with the police department. And I say that because when the hurricane's coming, a lot of the business people are calling and everybody's kind of confused on what people are doing. We already have our hurricane emergency plan. So what we'd like to do is have this advisory board, who are already businessmen in the community, who can get them all together and help get everybody on the same page. So what they'll do is make recommendations to me, and they'll also basically consolidate the different neighborhood watches or the business communities. I have here where, number one, the awards committee, they'll review the documents, and they'll issue out the awards from all the way from Mellow Valley Life Saving Award to Mary Terrace Service Award. The other thing I have is serve as a consolidate neighborhood watch programs. And last, I put as an advisor to make recommendations in other law enforcement areas as dictated by the chief of police. And I put that here because there's so many different things, especially living around here. Everything from hurricanes to nuisance animals. Whatever people want to know, this is a community where everybody wants to be involved, and that's great. And that's why I think we should use that to our advantage, get the people involved, so we can sit down and all work together. I think it would be a great idea. So if anyone's interested in applying, I'd like to do 8 positions, and however we pick them, that'd be fine. So,
Thank you, Chief.
any questions?
Can I ask? Chief, would you consider also intermingling the different community action groups that are around? Like, I know there's several civic organizations like Harahan Oaks, and then I think Gordon has a Pacific
Right.
organization, kind of encompass all of those too.
That's our main objective, because I would go and see these different groups. Well, some of them were having problems that the other ones didn't know about, and kind of like, for instance, when we were having people breaking into the cars when they were unlocked. One group didn't really tell the other one that they were saying, keep your lights on, make sure your door's locked, because they're not going to break the window, otherwise someone will hear and they'll get caught. So it's just a way of get everybody on the same page.
Okay. Also,
So-
too, not too far in the future is going to be Night Out Against Crime. And
Right.
I know that there's a lot of different organizations and the different community groups that do their Night Out Against Crime, and that would be that either that group or someone in your department I know has been spearheading, or in the previous departments has been spearheading something like that. I think Mr. Schwartz.
Right.
She's been doing a lot of that, and I think that's one good thing that comes out of the police department for the community involvement. So if that can kind of perpetuate more, I
Right.
think that would be awesome.
We just have so many good, talented people in the city, and they have a lot to offer, and why not? They want to be involved,
Yeah, let's get
and we
involved.
need them. So, and the citizens have showed me that they are not afraid to step up and do. They see someone commit a crime, we got 15 phone calls. So
Right.
I want to use that to our advantage.
Absolutely. And one more question, too. I do believe that you still have the little cars that go around, and you have the police on bikes and so forth that are going around.
The
The
motorcycles,
policemen on
no bikes?
Yeah, and I think
Yes.
you also upped your motorcycles, is that correct?
Right.
And could you also elaborate, there was a meeting here not too long ago about the animals and our problems with
I have that
the
in my new
coyotes.
report. Would y'all like
Okay.
me to go over that now?
We
or
have to
wait?
change the agenda, no?
Okay, we can,
Wait.
whatever.
You can do that now.
Do we need
Can we
Okay.
make a motion for him to go ahead and do his report now and
Sure,
give
you
all
can do
that?
it.
We need a motion to amend the agenda.
Motion.
Motion to amend the agenda by
Second.
Murray, second by Landry, all in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed? 5 ayes, no nays. Chief, please.
Thank you. The first thing I wanted to say is we recently had a police officer that was injured in a very serious accident on River Road. And I just wanted to let y'all know that he's doing a lot better, and our thoughts are with his family, and I hope he gets better soon. So just thankful that he wasn't hurt more serious, because it could have been bad. Another thing I wanted to say is, after going up to the state capitol and speaking before the legislature and the Senate and to the council, we finally got the position approved to have the assistant police chief. And I nominated, selected Deputy Chief Al Maggio for the position. He's a great guy. I know he'll do a wonderful job. The one thing I wanted to say is, when I first got elected, he came and was helping me for 2 or 3 months, not even for a paycheck. Couldn't get him to take one for about the 3rd month, and finally I got him on in the reserves, and he's just one of these people that love Harahan. He's proud to be here, wants to be part of it, he works hard, he's honest, and the best thing about him is he knows a lot about budgeting and finance, so thank God I have him, 'cause I'm going to need help with that, so he worked out perfect. The other thing I wanted to mention is I wanted to give special thanks to our sheriff, Newell Norman. He's been so kind to Harahan, and I just want everybody to realize we have another cooperative endeavor that we just signed with him for an additional training and equipment. Ladies and gentlemen, without his help, Harahan wouldn't be successful in the police department. He has been just unbelievable, and I really appreciate the help he's given us. I also wanted to make note that I wanted to thank the FBI for the job they're doing. Their case is still ongoing, and it's regarding the prior administration, as everyone is aware. And I just wanted to say that I have 100% confidence in them, and hopefully that'll be concluded soon, hopefully. The other thing I want to talk about is the new training. We got 3 officers getting ready to go through Louisiana State Police training on the motorcycles at no cost to the city. We also have the active shooter response tactical schools that we've been doing on the weekends, and we have some CPR classes that we're starting. We got medical kits for the units. Now each unit has a medical kit, fire extinguisher, all the necessary. Everything that should be in the police car is in there now. So, to and Councilman Cindy, I wanted to address the coyote thing now.
Thank you.
I know you were waiting for this. Initially, as you know, I was against shooting the coyotes. But a day or so later, we had an incident where a lady went to the house and she came out and we had a coyote in the yard. Close to her small child, the coyote wouldn't run off. So I was alarmed by this. I called Fisheries and Wildlife, who were in charge of it, and went ahead and put in for the proper documentation so we could start eliminating some of the coyotes that were coming in our city. We all hear this stuff like, oh, what does he plan to do, shoot all the coyotes in Louisiana? People don't understand. We're in a unique situation. When the river came up here, we all know it was all floodwater back there. The coyotes had no place to live. They all came over into our community, and it was like the Harahan buffet. They came in and they ate all this dog food and cats and all these wonderful things for them to eat. They go back over when the levee comes down, the water goes down, they still keep coming over. In fact, more so. We had a couple of them that were a real nuisance, a real problem. They were not afraid of humans. We've addressed that. In fact, I'm hoping there's only 2, but the 2 that we addressed are eliminated, and I think it's a total of 6 now. But we're willing to try anything. After we did that, we had Jeff Dorson and the Humane Society want to come and address us about some idea they had. So we welcomed them here, and they said loud noises scared them. I said, well, that's terrific. If we can try to do that, that's a wonderful idea. Bob Gardner with the levee board is a real smart guy. He was on board from the start. He's the one who actually started trapping these coyotes in the beginning. Had an idea, why don't we give the whistles to the children? So, God forbid they see coyote, they could blow the whistle, and hopefully the coyote will leave. Let's say the coyote doesn't leave, but at least it's a whistle, and the parent will know something's going wrong. Not to mention, use that as an opportunity to educate the child. Explain to them, this isn't a dog, this is a wild animal. So I think it was a good idea, and I'm all for it. We ordered them up. They haven't come in yet, but when they do, we're going to give them to the parents, and hopefully they'll pass them out, and hopefully they won't ever be needed. But if they are, I think it's a good idea. But I think if we try every different way we can, hopefully we won't have to worry about any bad incidents. On over the advisory board, and I just wanted to say that I'm truly impressed with the officers' performance since I've taken over in January. They are working very hard. We have 2 more guys getting ready to come out of the Post Academy, and it's going so much better. I'm proud to be a member of the department, and we'll continue to work hard. You're going to be seeing us patrolling at night, and anything you need, please continue to call the police department. We're out there all the time, and we're happy to help if you need anything. Wanted to go over the crime stats real quick, and then I'll be finished.
Real quick, Matt, can you tell them about the coyote that y'all recently got that was as big as a German Shepherd?
He was behind Colonial Club, and we had put out chicken necks. And he came out, and he was in a bag, and you could kind of see the bag moving, and I looked, and it was almost like a brown shadow. These things are really elusive. I mean, they blend in well. And then finally, he came out, and you could see him under the street light, and he was eating the chicken necks. So it went downhill from there. So I'll leave the rest of the story to your imagination. But
It's a good story. I like it.
the stats, we had 616 calls for service. We had 12 reported accidents. The number of citations issued were 156 with 218 charges. We had 6 patrol requests. We had total of arrests, we had 30. Number of charges, 76. 13 of those were traffic. 13 of those were felonies. 46 of them were misdemeanors, and 4 were city. With the arrest, we also seized a number of guns, approximately an ounce of cocaine and marijuana. So we've out there, we're cleaning up the places that need to be cleaned up. We still have a lot of work to do, but we're going in the right direction. Persons and crimes, we have no murders, no rapes, no robberies, no attempted robberies. We had 3 residential burglaries, 1 non-residential, 7 attempted burglaries, no vehicle theft, no attempted theft, 23 larceny theft, 7 assaults, and 0 carjackings. Thank you.
Chief, one quick question. Do we still have our crime watch tower?
We do. Sheriff Newell Norman has had to take it back for some other event that he's going to do, but we're going to get it back, and you're going to continue to see that around the area. Unfortunately, we don't have the budget to buy our own, but we don't need to, because he's so kind. He said, come get it whenever you need it. That's one of the reasons why we made that nice arrest, and also adds a lot of protection, I think, put around the playground, the schools, and God forbid if anything happens, you can track the license plates of the cars that were coming in the whole day prior and after. So it's a wonderful investigative tool, and I also think it's a good deterrent. Most people think it's for speeding. They call me up, I think your tower got me for speeding. I say, we better slow down then. So, thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Anyone wish to address the council?
Dale Seminole, 140 McHugh. It's hurricane season, and my thoughts concern the drainage infrastructure here in the city. A couple years ago, there was a program to flush the drainage system where different streets was taken in order. And I think also a fiber optic program to check the main feeders for problems, and the time to catch those problems is before a hurricane and not after. And I think that a drain flushing and the fiber optic is very low expense compared to what could happen if there is a problem with a drainage in the main line. And I think of Jefferson Parish since Katrina that has an aggressive program that has improved their drainage infrastructure and the efficiency. But here in the city of Harahan, our drainage infrastructure is basically the same as it was in the 1950s. So I think this flushing program that we had was a good one, and the fiber optic inspection program was a good one. And I just like to ask, and if these programs are inactive, to please consider activating the programs again. I think it would be very useful and to help keep our drainage infrastructure in peak efficiency. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to address the council? Madam Clerk, Secretary's report.
The Secretary's report is $168,786.17.
We got any bills?
The bills are $414,144.52.
Okay, report, Councilman Major?
Yes. First, I'd like to offer my condolences to the mayor and his family. Mayor's uncle passed away this week, I believe. And if anybody's been to Moscow's restaurant, you know Mr. Johnny. Always sit on the same stool every time I went. And he's also was a Harahan resident. Also, we did have a citizen perish in a fire this week, I believe, and certainly offer our condolences to him. One more time for this. The Knights of Columbus Car Show is July 30th. We still have sponsorships open, and I still think we have a few spots if you have a car to enter. So again, it's Saturday, July 30th. If you need to do that, Tommy Flick is the man you need to get in touch with. And I had his number written down, and I misplaced it. Call City Hall and ask for Councilman Landry, and I will get you that number if you need that. I'd like to thank PAC 710 Akio France once again for the cameras they bought for the police department. Some hard-working young men, and we certainly appreciate that. And also congratulate Deputy Clerk Mashu for his new position as Assistant Chief in our department. And that is it for me.
Councilman Buddy? Yeah.
Yeah, I have Tommy Flick's phone number. It is 628-1992. And
Thank
it is a fun car show that I participate in every year. And I just love doing all kind of stuff with St. Rita. It's a really good, classy event. I'm really proud about this police advisory board that the chief and I have been discussing over the past 30, 40 days. We're going to try to get in a bunch of resumes from people, just give some kind of qualifications, kind of give us an idea of who you are and maybe why you'd like to be on the board. I think Councilman Johnson had a good idea, as well as let the council choose one, let the mayor choose one, and we'll figure out how we pick the other 6. But again, our community involvement here is how we stay Harahan, and it's why I'm here with my young children, and it's why I'm probably going to stay here till the day I die. But I am very proud of this board, and it's something that I'm putting a heavy stamp of approval on. And if you want to reach me about it, my cell phone number is 343-7762. It's 343-7762. And also, I'll get you in touch with the chief as well. Thank you.
Councilman Johnson?
Just very briefly, I'd like to also give my regards to the family, Mr. Mosca, Mayor Mosca's family, for his loss of his uncle. The city also lost a resident, City Harahan, for a long, long resident, been here many, many, many years, Mr. Alex Redlinger, who passed away last week, I think it was. And, he was very active in Harahan, very active at the playground, very active in city government when Freddie Wilcox was mayor of the city. He was very active under his administration, did a lot of work back in those days. So I'd like to just send my regrets out to the Redlinger family and Miss Betty for their loss. That's all I have to say.
Councilman Hewitt?
Mayor, I'd like to send my condolences to you as well. And on another note, I've been doing some home renovations, so I'm out in the evening dumping trash and out in my front yard, and I wanted to tell the chief that almost every evening, about 9 o'clock, there is a patrol coming down my street. They're driving slowly, they wave to you, and it's just a good feeling, to go back in my home and feel safe with my kids, and I just want to tell you thank you for all the hard work you're doing.
Thank you very much. Mayor Mosca, my condolences to you and your family for a great loss, and to the city of New Orleans, who's been very much, definitely so. And also my condolences to the other residents of Harahan who have lost their lives in this last week, in this last month. And on that, I just want to kind of reiterate real quick, one of our persons who had lost their life in a fire, they did not have a smoke alarm. And very sadly so, their life probably could have been saved. The fire is still under investigation, but it was heavily involved when the department got there and was called, and it was heavily involved before it was even called in. And smoke alarms save your life. It's a $10 investment with a battery change every 6 months. You can do when the time changes for daylight savings. And I can't reiterate to anybody enough how important that is for you and your children to put that in your home. And one more thing I have on a brighter note about cleaning drains and so forth. DOT has been out draining the line under Jefferson Highway at at Park Avenue, which is going to be a great help. From what I understand, I stopped and talked to the individuals, and it was 2 feet full of soot, and it's a very large drain over there. And they have said they would be around in this area for the next 2 weeks, and they are cleaning drains under Jefferson Highway. So that is a definite improvement. Mr. Semino, just to let you know, when you said it, it reminded me to let you know that that is being done through DODT. And if you have any drainage problems, you can call me, you can call the city. We will get that into DOT, and of course, we always send it on to our Representative Kirk Talbot, who goes immediately to the DOT and asks them for their help. And if you have any problems, Ms. Tia Russell is phenomenal about getting back with you on those particular issues. So, along with us, and we all do our best to get back to it. I also want to give many thanks to everyone who has, in the last couple of weeks, who has called me and emailed me and told me about their concerns about issues going on in Harahan. And I'd like to thank everybody very much. Please continue to call me, email me, send me messages through City Hall. I'd be glad to talk to you at any time on any issues. And thank you, and have a good evening.
Thank you. One of Harahan's longtime benefactors, longtime resident, is a little bit under the weather, and we wish him well. That's Hank Longfellow. Please remember him in your prayers. I recently, as well as various council members, recently met with individuals concerning Colonial Country Club. We had 4 meetings so far, and we've attracted probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 400 people between the 4 meetings. They got to air their viewpoints and address their concerns. They had an opportunity to be heard. I anticipate some additional meetings will be set in the near future. As of this date, nothing has been filed on behalf of anyone associated with the country club or anyone associated with lending money to the club to do anything with the club. I just want everybody to know that. As of this date, there's nothing pending by anyone. We anticipate something in the near future, and when that happens, we will put that on our website as well as publish it in the newspaper, so any concerned citizen can't say they didn't know what was going on. The Haydell family has been a monumental family for our city, and they are recently involved in a reality show on Saturday night. A piece of the cake, I think it's called. Any of you have had an opportunity to tune in, I suggest you do so because it's an interesting program, and we want to thank and commend the Haydells for recently receiving an award in Washington, D.C. regarding the small business. They were one of several finalists to achieve this award as a small business, and they're homegrown people. They live in our city, and we are blessed to have them. Finally, please feel free to look at our website, www.cityofharahan.com. If you have any suggestions of what information to put on there, let us know. If you have any comments you want to make about the city, please let us know. All of the council people in this city are extremely receptive to discussing whatever you want. I mean, we are blessed to have a group of people who have turned basically their lives over to the city. That's what it's about. They turn their lives over to the city. You won't find it in New Orleans. As much as I love Kenner, you won't find it there. When you walk into City Hall, you open the door, you see the mayor. If you want to go to any other city and see the mayor, you're going to go through 4 or 5 doors, security, Social Security checks, whatever it is. So believe me, we're blessed that people can come here. We have ambassadors of the city, such as former Mayor Carlo Ferrero, who can greet people. We're just so blessed to live in the community we live in and have access to the public, and the public has access to us. One final note, if you would turn the camera, Al, please stand up. I want to introduce our financial director, And does anybody think he resembles David Corcel? Look him over good.
Not at all.
Up and down. Thank you, Al, thank you. And, anybody got anything else to do? Yeah.
Could you explain on those meetings, I had an email that somebody said that none of the council people were there
Oh,
at those 4 meetings.
yeah.
Would you explain that you
Oh,
I did email
did
the
that?
gentleman back.
yeah, that was
So
something I
explained the
did, but.
Public hearing laws.
But
Yeah.
this was not anything that had to do with any violation of any Larson Act law. Basically, the mayor is allowed to call a meeting. Any citizen of Harahan, including the council, are allowed to attend the meeting. We're not discussing any city business. The councilman did attend. There was some complaints, well, why isn't the council here? Well, if you were looking around the room, you would have seen the council people were there, and many of them were available afterwards to discuss with people, our citizens, their issues. They expended their time, effort, and energy to be available. And where else, in this area do you see that? I mean, truly, I look around and I see a lot of other communities, and I see bickering, and I see beautiful ornaments for offices, and I see closed doors. And you come to Harahan, everyone's available. You can go to these people's place of employment, and they'll talk to you. So we're just so blessed to have that type of relationship with our community, and our community does take advantage of it because they'll get up in your face, they'll argue with you, they'll shout at you, but we're blessed to have a council who is understanding that we're here to meet the needs of our people, and sometimes we don't know what those needs are until they tell us, and sometimes they have to tell us several times. But at the end of the day,